Hi, my name is Takalani Neshipale, and I am a representative of the South African Institution of Civil Engineering, also known as SAICE, and I'm also the ambassador for Dream Big, Stay Humble. We hosted our first ever Dream Women in STEM Technovation Summit, which took place in Pietermaritzburg on the 26th to the 28th of June 2024. This 3-day summit was targeting grade 9 girls, and we assisted 37 girls in terms of understanding the different legs of STEM, being science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. These 3 days were jam-packed with speakers and examples of industry leaders that are really representing us within the STEM field. We also aided the girls in understanding what skills and tools they needed to be able to pursue careers in STEM and how they can be better versions of themselves. As a part of this 3-day summit, we also hosted our Technovation Challenge, and this Technovation Challenge was a challenge for the girls to develop a solution that is aligned to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the SDGs, to be able to come up with a solution that can help the communities that they live in or communities that they are aware have problems. These include communities that are currently in poverty, that have no electricity, that also do not have water. As a part of this Technovation Challenge, the girls were grouped into groups of 4 and 5, and we have one group that came out on top and became the winners of this specific Technovation Challenge. The aim of this challenge was for them to also understand the cost of how we can be able to make a change in our communities, but also remembering that we as young girls can also be a part of the change that we want to see. I'm delighted to introduce the girls to you, and I really hope that they can also inspire you and inspire some of your daughters and girls to also pursue careers in STEM.
Hello,
Hello.
Kanye. Welcome to the show.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm so excited to have you talking to me today. It's such a pleasure. First things first, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, for people who do not know you, can you just briefly tell us who Kanye is, your name, your school? We can start right there.
Okay, so I'm Kanyisile Mlangeni. I go to HTS Middelburg in Mpumalanga. And so the project name is Blue Horizon. And I was a part of the group called the Innovators.
Oh, fantastic. We're going to get into all of that, but before we get things started, what actually inspired you to to come and attend rather the summit?
So basically, I'd say my dream of like engineering started in grade 6.
Mm-hmm.
So in grade 6, we had to do the science expo, the ISFOM Science Expo, as a part of like our term 3 mark. And I made this hydroelectric power station, and I had so much fun doing it. It was just like a joy. And that like really just sparked my love for engineering. And then the following year, I also did like something to do with renewable energy. And then sort of when my brother told me about this opportunity, I was like, okay, it's going to be holidays. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I was like, Mommy, please, can I go? And my mom's like, okay, you can go. Let's go.
Oh, lovely. So you traveled all the way from Mpumalanga to KwaZulu-Natal.
Yes.
Oh man, I love to see it. A girl who goes after what she wants. So you quickly told us about your project. For all of us who do not know, can you tell us what exactly that project was all about and your role in it?
Okay, so my role, I would say I was like the spokesperson. So I was the one who presented the project as like the speaker.
Okay.
And so when we came up with the idea, we sort of already had this idea of like, we wanted to do something that did renewable resources.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sort of linked back to wanting to clean and filtrate, like filtration. And that was a reoccurring idea that we had as a group. And then I kind of just remembered, one of my old projects we did reverse osmosis. So I pitched the idea to the group and they're like, oh, that's cool. And we all just started adding, but what if we did this? And we did this and we added. So then we ended up landing on a hydroelectrical power station that would obviously power this like filtration center. So it would filter out like through sifts, your larger things like your plastics and your bottles and whatever. And then that water would be pushed into a reverse osmosis system so that the water could be clean and drinkable. So you take out your larger, like your larger waste products as well as your smaller waste products that you can't necessarily see, so that you could supply that water to the underprivileged and those that are not getting it, you know? So it was sort of like a self-sustaining filtration center that would be cleaning a dam and a river at the same time. Like, yeah, that was our idea.
Fantastic. I love that idea. So, for those who are unaware, there are many sustainable development goals. So, which sustainable development goal do you think this particular project actually aligns with?
So when we first discussed it, because when you really think of the project deeply, it actually goes over several sustainable goals.
Yes.
So the two ones that we landed on were no poverty as well as clean and sustainable water. So clean water and sanitation, because the main purpose of the project is to clean water and, sanitize it and make it drinkable and consumable. And then no poverty as it provides jobs. Because obviously when you have your reverse osmosis, like it separates the water and then a substance called brine is left over. So that brine needs to be disposed of. So we have to be disposed of in like oceans and stuff like that. So the disposal of the brine as well as other waste products, that would provide jobs.
Yeah.
Because obviously like with the plastics and stuff, you can create a recycling center for that. And that, you need people working there. So you need people transporting your brine for it to be disposed of. You need people qualified to dispose of the brine properly. So it creates many jobs, also like the construction of the dam, because it takes a very long time. So we saw that as well as a way to provide jobs. So that's how we tackled the no poverty. And then the clean water and sustainability. Obviously, the water would be provided to the nearby communities that are near the dam for like not a high price, because the whole point is to help. And I feel like it would be pointless to say, let's build this dam and give the water and not give the water to people, just let it go to waste.
I can already see that you are already thinking of the real world impacts that this project is obviously going to have, and you've already touched on that. So why do you think it's so important that, projects like this one have an impact on the real world and the context?
Well, I think it's important given that, you can always make up an idea and say, yes, we're going to do this. But if your idea is not going to help, then what's the point of it?
Sure.
We're living in a country where people don't have jobs, people don't have clean food. It's a reality. So as a younger person, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing people older than me who are gifted, people who could make such an impact, not be able to do that because they themselves don't have the resources. So I feel like when we thought of it, you have to put it in a real world, because it's pointless to be like, we're going to create this and it's not going to help with anything. I mean, we could always build a dam, but what's the point if it's not going to help the community?
Sure. Yeah, the so what is so important. And I love that. I love to hear your passion from it. So can you, apart from, building this, working in a group and, designing this project, what other skills or knowledge did you actually gain working in this project? And how do you think it will actually help you in the future?
I think it definitely tested my public speaking abilities and my presentation skills.
Yeah.
Because they were like, okay, you've got 3 minutes, present the project. And obviously, this is such a big project. There's so much like about it, and there's so much intricate details that I could go into. So like it was sort of like a test for me to be like, what do I say? What do I not say? How do I sell it? And I also think that this project as a whole put us under pressure to be like, how can we take an idea, like a made up fantasy, and actually turn it into something that would work? Because to say, okay, I'm gonna say, for example, make a robot, where do you start? How? Like, how do you implement it? Like, having to think of that. So I think it really helped this whole thing with my critical thinking skills in overall, because there was a lot of parts to think of, like the budget and
Yeah,
So
no.
definitely.
It was a great stepping stone. Well, one thing I can say already is that your public speaking skills are already top notch. You are really great at that. So, as we're wrapping up, Kanye, you've briefly shared about your present, or rather the past. Let's talk about your future. So, what are some of your goals or ideas that you'd like to continue making? Where will I see you in 5 years' time when you come back on my show?
When I come back on your show, okay, so I actually made a little note in my book.
Yes.
Made a little note. So I'm thinking maybe in the future I could design a machine that actually cleans the ocean, oil spills and
Yeah.
all of that, but it doesn't affect marine life. So I'm thinking maybe doing more research into that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a machine like a biospec that turns waste into energy and fuel and all of that. Because we produce a lot of waste as humans, but it's
Yeah.
not going anywhere. It's not being used. So maybe like create a biospec to sort of move away from the use of fossil fuels and use something that's produced every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that, or maybe I don't know. There's many ideas running through my head.
I love it. You are so what's the word? You are so motivated, and it makes me excited for you. I know you're definitely gonna end up here. Kanye, it was so lovely chatting to you, hearing about your work and your enthusiasm. I wish you all of the best. You are in grade?
11.
Grade 11. Okay, so next year's matric, and then the whole world is your oyster. I wish you all of the best in your future prospects. You are going to do big things. I can see it already.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for
fantastic.
having me.
Pleasure. Hello, Sitabile. Welcome to the show.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. So, Sitabile, tell us a bit about yourself, your name, your school, and what grade you are in.
My name is Tabitha Noble. I'm currently doing grade 10 at Avonford Secondary School. I live in Durban.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So you are part of the winning project team. Huge congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So first things first, you are in Durban, which is right here in KwaZulu-Natal. What inspired you to attend the summit?
Well, I just needed to get more info about careers that I can do with the subjects that I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like a great opportunity. So I wanted to grab it with both hands.
Okay, so how did you hear about it?
Well, my form teacher sent it in the group, and my mother just went for it.
Oh, lovely. I love a supportive teacher and a supportive mother. So we are speaking about your project. Remind me the name of your project again.
So our project was called the Blue Horizon by the innovators.
Ah, the Blue Horizon. So what was your role in the Blue Horizon project? In that project.
Well, I can say that I was painting the water and at the same time typing out the presentation for the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. So you were the creative and the administrator.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, great. So you told us about the Blue Horizon project. So in your understanding, what sustainable development goal were you trying to achieve with this project that you guys were doing?
Well, I think that it might have been the first one for no poverty, as people would be employed.
Mm-hmm.
So they could, we needed people to operate the system, as well as development goal for number 6, which is clean water and sanitation, as the water would be fertilized and purified and clean for drinking.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. So let's talk about the real world impact. In your understanding, how do you think this Blue Horizon project, what type of impact will it have in the real world, in the everyday life, particularly with these SDGs that you've just mentioned to me?
Well, I think that many people are unemployed, like they need jobs. So I think that it will create a very much job opportunities, and as well as most people are dying from cholera because they're drinking unclean water. So with this project, purifying the water and cleaning the water, making it safe for people to drink. So I just think that people need like clean water.
Lovely. And
So
that's very, very, very true. It's got that real world impact, the health aspect. So when you attended the summit, it was 3 days, right?
yes, it was.
Uh-huh. It was 3 days, and you did this project, and you also listened to some talks. So what sort of skills or knowledge did you gain during your time at the summit, and also while you were doing this project?
Well, I think one of the things I learned about was civil engineering. Like, I never learned many things about engineering. I never thought of even doing that career. But then with getting that knowledge, I was like, maybe I could like try out civil engineering. As
Yeah.
they said that many women are not doing civil, like the few women in that industry. So
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I could also just try and be one of those women in that industry. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So, speaking about, being inspired and what you want to do, so I was going to ask you, what are your future aspirations? So, are you saying to me in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, you're going to come back on the show and be like, hey, Anne, I'm one of the few civil engineering women. Is that the goal?
Yeah, I think that's possible. I think that's really possible. Like, yeah.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So apart from that, apart from your civil engineering dream, what are some of your other ideas or goals that you have for yourself in the future?
In the future.
Mm.
Well, so what can I say? I just I want to build something that's maybe something big, I guess. Just
Yeah,
doing something big, like something people have never seen before. Just
yeah.
something creative and just big.
Okay. Something big and something creative. I'm sure you still got a lot of time to figure what that something is, but at least you
Yeah.
have an idea that it's going to be big and it's going to be creative, and we're going to be like, Stabile, she's the one. She's the one that did this. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. It was such a pleasure having you on the show.
I also enjoyed talking to you very
Okay.
much.
Hello, thank you. Hello, Nati. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you.
So please tell us about yourself, your name, your school, and what grade you are in.
Okay. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Unatim Tolo, and I am currently a grade 10 student at Popomeni High School. The name of my project is Blue Horizon.
Lovely. Congratulations on being part of the winning team for your project. So I want to ask you, Unati, what made you want to attend the summit in the first place?
Oh, okay. I love learning, moving through challenges, problems. It inspired me to do more things, be creative. Yes.
Okay, lovely. And how did you hear about the summit?
Sorry?
How did you hear that the summit was happening?
Oh, I was invited. I got the mail, so I was excited to participate on the summit.
Okay, fantastic. So now let's talk about the Blue Horizon project. What was your role in the project? Can you tell me what your role was in that winning team?
Okay, my role in it, I was giving the idea of the how to build the recycling center, the turbine thing, all those stuff, the tank, and how to clean water, and how it will help people to get job opportunities.
Oh, okay. So you had a very important role in the project. So let's talk about some of the sustainable development goals in your understanding. Which ones link to the project that your group worked with?
I think it was cleaning water and sanitation, the number 6.
Okay. And how does the project, intend on achieving this sustainable development goal? How does it actually do that with what you guys designed?
Oh, okay. It cleans water. We're taking water from the river and clean by using chemical and a turbine, reverse osmosis. It cleans water to help people.
Okay, and what you've already mentioned that this project is really going to help people, and I think that's important. So, can you then talk us through the real world impact that this project will have in helping people, given some of these SDGs that you've already spoken about?
Oh, by giving people job opportunities, it will be on the river or on the dam, the place that have water, wastewater, and it will be built on that site. It will make people feel comfortable. There will be no dangers there. Um, it will make people no hunger. Yes.
Yeah, very, very, very important things. And it's really exciting. So, Unati, you attended the summit for 3 days. I want to ask you, what are some skills or knowledge that you learned during attending the summit and even with the projects that you did?
I learned that in life you have decisions to make. You must follow your dreams. Don't be shy. Do all things with confidence. I learned that you God gives you a chance to live, and you got everything that you want to be. It shows in your reactions.
Lovely, lovely. That's really amazing, and I'm glad that you learned those things. So, in that context, when you think of yourself in the future, where would you like to see yourself? And like, if I have to interview you here again in 10 years time or 5 years time, where will Unachi be?
Be excessive. I will be in a role that I will be successful and knowing what I want, doing things that I dreamed for back then.
Okay. Talk to me. What role is that? What's the dream career? What do you want to be doing?
I want to be a geotechnical engineer.
Wow. For some of us who don't know what that is, what's that?
It consists of soil and rocks, to check on rocks if they are able to use or remove those rocks and soil.
Very, very fancy, Unati. Well, I cannot wait to see what you do. And like I said, we'll be happy to welcome you on the show. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you.
Hello, Zogutula. Welcome to the show.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure to have you on. So first things first, Zogutula, would you please kindly introduce yourself? Tell us your name, your grade, and what school you are coming from.
My name is Zogutula Mzobe. I'm currently doing grade 11 at Russell High School. And yes, that's basically it.
Lovely. So what's the name of your group?
The name of our group is Blue Horizons.
Oh, lovely. So you guys are the winner. First things first, congratulations. I should have started right there. Congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
It's a really big deal. And I'm so excited to chat to you. So you said you're from Russell High School. What actually inspired you to attend this summit?
Well, I received Well, from my friends, I received a link and then I applied to the summit because I'm interested in STEM subjects.
Fantastic. So you told you're part of the winning group. Can you please briefly describe what you did in the group? What was your role in that whole overall project?
Well, I think my role was mostly to do the research, but it wasn't only me who did the research, but I think my part was to actually do research and yes.
Okay. So what type of research were you doing? Tell me more about that research.
Basically the research was like I was finding ways in which we can improve our project because we had like 2 days to do it. So each day I'd come up with ideas on how we can improve our system.
Oh, okay. Well, clearly you did something right because you guys won. So the research, the research paid off. So let's talk about this project. Which sustainable development goals does this project really align with?
Our project mostly aligns with SDG 1, which is no poverty, and SDG 6, which is clean water and sanitation.
Okay. And how does your project contribute in achieving these SDGs?
With SDG 1, which is no poverty, I think our project contributes to achieving this goal because our lot of job opportunities from the construction phase to the maintenance and operation of the system. And then with SDG 6, which is clean water and sanitation, I think our project contributes to this because water undergoes a filtration process and then reverse osmosis to ensure the purity of the water. And then the water can then be used for drinking or it can be returned back into the river or dam.
Oh, sounds really, really innovative. So talk to me about for somebody who is, really listening to this and is thinking, okay, why is it so important? How does it actually impact the real world, this project? How do you think it actually, impacts the real world? Particularly in the context of the SDGs that you've already mentioned, the clean water and the no poverty.
I think our project is very useful because it ensures that even disadvantaged communities can have clean and safe water to drink. And like it creates a lot of job opportunities which helps people with poverty and yeah.
So important. Okay. Let's then get into, you were there for 2 days, right? And you had so many sessions, you had a lot of speakers coming in. So what skills or knowledge did you gain working on this project and overall, even attending the summit that you think will help you in your future STEM, endeavors?
We were actually there for 3 days.
Oh, 3 days.
I think,
okay.
Yes. What I've learned from working on this project is that when you want to do something as big as this, research is very important and teamwork is also very important. And I also got to learn more about reverse osmosis and that it actually has a byproduct, which I didn't know. And I also got to learn how you dispose it off properly. And then with the overall summit, I got to learn more about engineering. And I only thought that engineering was civil engineering. And I was introduced to the other categories that are within engineering. And also, I got to learn about a lot, actually. It wasn't just about engineering, but also I learned how to see and that there are very broad options that I can choose from.
No, that's so exciting. So, you're in grade 11 right now. As we are wrapping this up, I want to know what are some of your goals or ideas that you have in the future? When you come back on my show in 10 years' time, 5 years' time, where will you be?
Well, my goal is to end up in a job where I can give back to the community, because
love that.
I want to be the change that I want to see. I want to make the difference. And it has always been a dream of mine to make the impossible possible. Yes.
Okay, so that's amazing. So how will you, what type of job? Like you said, you found out that engineering is so broad. So is this something you specifically want to go into engineering, or is it in other parts of, STEM fields that you'd like to go into that you're interested in? Let's speak it out. Let's prophesy. Where will we see you?
I think I do civil engineering or pharmaceutical studies.
Oh, lovely. And both
where
of
I make
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, where I make like medicines and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Medical products.
And those two things definitely really, help people, which is ultimately your goal. No, Zogotula, this is so exciting. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. You are going to do so many amazing things, and I wish you all of the best in your studies and also in your other future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.